sailing with boatbrew.com. Some standard action for you now. I'm Arne Pulze, the flag bearer of the website. Correction, like that was some modern action. But on the left side of the screen you would have robots or Affinity, and on the right it would be collected Abzan, the Melira kitchen things combo. Rolling the die, still like shuffling and cutting. In game 1, if Affinity starts and it's before your sideboard, so it's rather tough for me. It could be that I would play like a mana dork and some random 2-drop and just die on turn 3 or something due to poison counters or just a bunch of artifacts fueled by some Thoughtcasts and plating on something. But I didn't get to start this game, but no turn 1 action from me. My build doesn't play Thoughtseize or Inquisition main deck, and there are 6 mana dorks and 2 Viserys here, so technically 8 1 mana dorks. He kind of went off with a Bling Wolf Nexus into Signal Pass and 2 Mem Knights, so fast end the turn for a shock land. You might hear my cat going still nuts in the background. We all know how the long-term solution for that problem for cats looks like, but we know the short-term solution. Anyways, I didn't die and didn't want to hang myself yet at night, so my turn 2 was just a Melira Silver Outcast. Turn 2 you played Darksteel Citadel, attacked with the team, not attacking with an axe, signifying that he has some 2 mana card he wanted to play that turn, and that was plating, which is probably the worst one of the bunch for me right there. I figured, yeah, like I could possibly make 2 blockers here, do some things, but oh well. So I was 1 combo piece away here, so I cast just a kitchen things on turn 3. And I'm already at 60. I'm just really hoping not to die here. Galvanic Blast would be horrible here. But instead he just had the Vault Scourge and equipped a Signal Pest. I know if it was correct to just animate and equip the Nexus, but with this way he would still have 1 mana to animate the Nexus for some buff for the cranial plating. So I suppose it was fine this way. So yeah, we were discussing like what was the correct sequence in here. Probably this was totally fine, but of course before them you do want to animate that Nexus there. But that's still not little by any means, and because with Melira and play kitchen things gets back without a counter, so it's really safe to block with it there, and this means I would actually gain some life in the process. So I would be like +1 life. Something by blocking. After all, I just went down to 8. I showed him that I already had a Corda Calling in my hand. So that means getting a Viserys here and going for infinite life. In the meantime, Infect wouldn't work, so he would need to draw there quickly Inkmoth Nexus and a Galvanic Blast. Or something like that. So that's how you can potentially win game 1 against Affinity. Bear in mind that I was on the play here. If I would have been on the draw, probably I wouldn't have enough time to catch up, and yeah, I think I was dead if I was on the draw in this game. So that's a fine. Casually just comboing off rather quickly, while Affinity doesn't have like a huge amount of board presence and artifacts in play. But because we are exchanging, or we're changing who starts each time, going back and forth, so he will be on the play in the second game, but it's still gonna be a main deck game, so before sideboarding. Especially since this first game wasn't very climatic, and I just comboed off rather quickly while he was just lacking 1 extra turn. Hoping that he wouldn't hit an explosive draw, and I would hopefully have in my starting hand like a mana dork and some cheap creatures, some tutors. But hoping for not having too many. He showed me really quite a nuts draw, like dumping almost his entire hand. Turning top 3 smokes, a Palgrimir Void on a pair of False Scourges. And I didn't hit 1 drop. All I had was just, I think, 1 or 2 more lands, Kitchen Fangs, Cartel Aristocrat, Voice of Resurgence, and Galactic Company. So potentially, in a lucky situation, turn 4 off or trying to slow him down, but yeah, just nothing. He had a super fast draw because yeah, he went into another land, Master of Ethereum, bash with everybody, and just it didn't feel like I would even remotely be able to survive. So we went on to sideboarding. Remember? No, not yet. It was after the next game, so we decided to play 1 more game, because these 2 were super fast. Yeah. And both those games felt like solitaire. Just assembling kind of a combo. Even on his side, just drawing a critical mass of artifacts for fast beatdowns. Well, most of the decks game 1 are rather underdogs against Affinity. For most decks, it's not super nice. Maybe for black-white tokens, actually, game 1 against Affinities not scary that much because they have so many tokens and flying tokens and so on, so they can actually trade or block forever almost. Now I hit Noble Hierarchy for turn 1. He somehow decided to mulligan. He said he had the lands, but one land with a bunch of also like cheap artifacts, so I don't know why he decided to mulligan it. He told me that he felt he would have potentially much better 6-card hands, and he wanted to be as explosive as possible. It's kind of aggressively mulliganing into a better tempo hand. So his 6 weren't like way better, but still fine. So Glimmer Void into Bolt Scourge. My turn 2 was just a Kitchen Fangs off of Overgrown Tomb and Galway Township. His turn 2 was just another land and Cranial Plating. Not insane by any means. My turn 3 was casting main phase Collected Company. This attack could hit something like an Orge of Pontiff and then attack with Kitchen Fangs safely or something like that. But it hit just a Voice of Resurgence and nothing special. Attack for 4 with Kitchen Fangs. Or I could have actually gotten the 2 missing combo pieces from the company. I hit in basic islands, which is just a nice land to help cast Thoughtcasts and something else out of the sideboard. So he equipped the plating to the Wall Scourge and cast a Signal Pass, and also animated the Nexus. So that was some racing action there. He went up to 20, and now went down to 12, because in addition to his damage, I fetched and shocked on turn 1. So here I'm really hoping to hit like an Orge of Pontiff as soon as possible. So I attack with both guys, just 1 more damage, and both my guys were ground guys, so couldn't really block with any of them. I think I had a Cord in hand, but I decided rather to go this turn for Witness into getting back company. I know, I think like if I would have had a Cord, I'd probably cast it for free for Orge of Pontiff right there and kill both his creatures. So yeah, my hand It's just voice and collected company, really. Second plating equipped, and he's counting with a. He could actually kill me right there. And I think he hit almost exactly as well. No, it was actually for 14 or more. Yep. Even with a rather slow draw, while I didn't hit anything of particular relevance. So here is just Sideboard, and I brought in 2 paths, one Kataki, one Stony Silence. It used to be 1 Fracturing Gust, but Stony Silence is also good against strong decks, which is a bad matchup. Brought in only 1 full Melira Mage for his Nexuses, which I can chord out. Took out 3 Voices and 2 Spellskites. He brought in 2 Whipflares, a Blood Moon, 2 Thoughtcasts, 1 Gutshot for Kataki, and took out some of the guys, like some of the worst cards, which are still good, but fine. So Sideboard did games. Moving on. I really want to have some hate already in my starting hand, so that I wouldn't have to gamble whether I would have enough time to flip something from company or record it out. He goes into Dark Citadel Volscourge. And Moxapal was quickly online. Then he cast Thoughtseize, and that was very annoying, because my hand was 4 Lance Abrupt Decay, Kataki, and Cartel Aristocrat. So yeah, him on the play and Thoughtseize turn 1 to take away my Kataki was just ridiculous. So I had just an Overgrown Tomb tapped on my turn. In his turn he added Veldin Jar to the board, and then an Overseer, and then top deck of the Century. I fetch Plains, and guess what I drew? Da-da-da-da-da. Use on my sideboard, and you know, the 2 best cards in my sideboarding plan against this deck. And why did I need a White Source? Because you know it, you can shout at the screen right now and really hate me for having such a crazy top deck, because it's Stony Silence, and now he's pretty much completely shut off. And the fun part is that because my friend played with Affinity for quite a while, Stony Silence somehow switches off the mana producing capability of Darksteel Citadel as well, because it's essentially an artifact, and tapping it to get mana is an activated ability. I would probably want to double check that once again if I would actually have to play Affinity at the big event, because that sounded really bizarre to me. So he just said it's Arn is up to the board and just attack with 2 of his creatures, and that was definitely not scary at all. His Veldin Jar is off, like everything is off. Now he's still able to attack. Yeah, of course was like, he saw like my starts and hits, and I quickly realized that like, what the hell, I didn't play land last turn. That was just ridiculous. Like, and because we're testing and we want both of us to actually play optimally, because he forgives me. Yep. So go fetch a temple garden. His turn, like, he couldn't attack with overseer, so just attacked with the scourge. Feel like I would have been quite dead, but if not that Stony Silence. So just a forest from me and passing the turn. I could cast like Core the Calling for 2, but that doesn't do much. I would rather wait till like play another land, and then I can cast it for free for Pontiff or for Fulminator. But there's no rush to actually get Pontiff, because while he can activate, he has an access to get mana. I mean, tap it, but he can't animate it. Don't just play the Gavin Township and pass, because I can respond to whatever he has, or just bump my guys here with Township. And I also have a DK in hand, in case using Horde is not ideal. But because he played there his second Bolt Scourge, that convinced me to cast the Cord right there instead of doing something else. And I did get the Pontiff here. Since it will be like a sweet 3-for-1. Killing both of the Bolt Scourges and the Overseer, leaving him with essentially just an Ornithopter. Quickly untapped. So I pretty much had this game locked down. Just attacking with the Pontiff and Cartel. He cannot really bounce back efficiently out of this, because he didn't board an answer to Stony Silence, and Thoughtcasts doesn't really deal with it while it's in play. He did have some answers to it, but bringing Enchantment Hate just for that single card, which is not tutorable, I'm not sure if it's worth it. Thoughtcasts can still take it out of my hand. I know. Plus, very few people actually probably would suspect me bringing in Stony Silence against Affinity. Because in a deck like this with a bunch of creatures and tutors for creatures, playing Kataki is probably what people would expect more from me, but because of the Core the Calling, it's fine to run just one Kataki, plus it's it dies to Whipflare, which is one of the very annoying cards Affinity has against me. Stony Silence still lets him make the Nexus creature. I could technically sacrifice both my guys to deal with it. But that's not really a great thing to do. In some situations I would have been forced to actually do that and haunt Aristocrat with Pontiff and then sacrifice Aristocrat. But with Corda Calling for free up, I just fetched the Fulminator Mage and destroyed Nexus in mid-combat. So no poison for me. I could have brought it, corded out like a Melira. I feel like that's another line I could have taken. But I drew it anyway. I mean, Melira. And because I had so many lands, I was able to just cast Melira and pump everybody. Yeah, he shows me a hand like with Whipflare and Plating and Ravager and Godshot and so on. So that Stony Silence really wrecked him. And that's how you would prefer to win Affinity after sideboarding with the Galactic Company deck. Again, you see why Modern is a little bit stupid format. People are just doing their thing and then just prey upon drawing very specific sideboard hate card, which just wrecks somebody almost entirely, like Stony Silence in this matchup. Because there are still fairy decks which are just supposed to be like a Swiss Army knife against all the unfair decks, and then sometimes you can have a sort of healthy metagame with a lot of mid-range decks, and then you actually get to play more Magic, or let's say kind of actual Magic. Combos are fun and all that, but like, there's way too many decks in the format which just spit out their whole hand or just cast all the spells like in one turn. Or decks like Storm, which doesn't really interact with opponents at all in game 1. They're just trying to do their thing and hope that you don't have anything to stop them. The Amulet deck game 1 has the blue packs to kind of interact with the opponent, but outside of that, it's also doing its own thing most of the time. Or trying to decide, or remember who goes first in this game. Even though we're not exactly testing here for any big event, but just playing for fun and amusements. trying to bring value for you guys. So he went turn 1 in Income of Next into Ornithopter plus Signal Path, while I just had a Birds of Paradise in turn 1. So second fetchlands, another bird from another forest. And just passing the turn. So my hand was rather on the slower side. But unless he hits like a Whipflare, I can actually do things. Plus I had the DK for his Signal Pass at the beginning of combat. And he didn't have a second land, which was super unfortunate for him. Because then I just drew into Melira. And I played the Horizon Canopy to draw into more action. So no second land for him yet. I would have been greatly punished via like some red source and the Whipflare. And then I played a Kataki, so he would have to pay for an Ornithopter to keep it. Yes, he had a bunch of like red spells, like some blasts and Whipflares, but no red mana to cast them. And Collected Company next turn wouldn't bring me a whole lot, but it would help me to sort of rebuild in case he would have red source and Whipflare. So that wasn't quite the real game, but those games do happen from time to time. But Affinity does have quite a few red sources. So it's Glimmer Voids, Moxipals, and Springleaf Drums. Not super many, but more or less should be enough. Ink Moth, Memnite, Drum, and nothing else. Keep my 7, drew for the turn. Pay 2 life for Overgrown Tomb. And cast the Cerasir. And he's at the end of my turn. He Galvanic Blasted. Of course, in response, he sacrificed it to Scry. Kept the card on top. I have Kataki in my starting hand, which is amazing. Though he now has the Ink Moth. I'm at 1 poison. Yeah. Turn to Kataki, deal with me. So he would have to pay 2 upkeep. End the turn, he has another blast to get rid of even that. So there is a small chance that should be just 2 Stony Silences in the deck instead of 1 Kataki and 1 Stony Silence. Despite like being a creature deck with a lot of tutors, it's fast turn free. I'm already at 3 poison because last turn he attacked with the Nexus and pumped it with the Blink Moth. I go witnessing to bouncing back, returning back Kataki from the graveyard to my hand. So my draws are not too shabs, to be honest. Yeah, he goes for the same thing again. Just 2 poison counters. And number 4 in passing. And that's a rather tricky spot. I'm really signaling that I have a card calling here, because otherwise I would probably attack, I guess, because there was no way he would not just attack with the Nexus's Nexi and attack with a Memnite here, because the alternative how to play out your turn are so much better for him than just attacking with Memnite and not spending the mana from Springling Drum to do something really nice. So he animated Ink Moth, but then casts Plating and has exactly enough mana to equip it. People who would know my deck would probably not be super optimistic about doing things like that here. Because it was kind of in the year that I would just chord out a Melira in response to the attack. So with me at 16, that was rather nice because I was just taking normal damage, but that wasn't nearly enough. I took just 5, so falling to 11 from 16, so even the next attack is not really lethal. Plus I still haven't played my returned Kataki. One white source kind of crippled me here, but it wasn't way too bad. He was tapped out, so might as well attack with my ground creatures. So he's at 16, and then at upkeep he is forced to sacrifice some artifacts. So he pays 3 for everything, tapping out his Nexi. So Whipflare to be cast was also in the air for him that turn. I had a Quasar Mage, just a way to deal with his plating. think for a little while to decide what to do here. Depending on what he would do, I would have a choice of river destroying a plaything or a nexus. So he made a blink mob and equipped it, and I broke the plaything since he had 2 more nexi on the board. So killing the land would not accomplish that much. So he just pumped it with blink mob, so dealing 2, putting me down to 9 life. Here, me passing also signifies that I have some instance. It could be abrupt decay, could be company. And my plan is to try to flip something relevant from the company here, so that next turn I can convoke some of those creatures for corridor calling and get something really good. So he goes to animate both blink mouse and tries to actually pump it, but couldn't. Meanwhile, I'm at 5 poison. I just hit Noble and the characteristic grab, so at least one piece of the combo imply. I don't know exactly why I didn't want to go for casting an offense and cording out things. Could I have done it to, yeah, I had enough to go for an offense and cord and get a kitchen things and have the combo out. On the other hand, that would put me dead if he would just draw another plaything and attacked with the ink moth. So he just casts the double Springleaf Drum here. And that's it. So he was playing around stuff here. Something like that. So that's why I corded out just the kitchen things end of turn. Oh yeah, he sorry, it wasn't the drums he played the Blood Moon, and that was just super retarded from him, because that switched off all his Naxai and basically took away his plan to win in this game. While I was having pretty much everything, so I cast an Offensa, Infinite's Life, Witness for the cord, cast Witness for 2, get Melira, basically make infinite guys and kill you. Alright, thanks you guys, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.